Good morning, everyone. We are back with more Barnstable this morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live on the phone, I welcome our Chief of Police, Paul MacDonald. Chief, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, Chief, a number of significant arrests, a lot of bad guys taken off the street in the past week. Tell me a little bit about what's going on.
It was a busy week for us. 3 individuals that we've been looking for a number of months. We were finally able to apprehend all 3 of them. The first one was Christian Chapman. He's one of the members of the so-called Naughty Gang out off of C Street. He was a target of the original federal investigation back on April 5th. However, the federal warrants have yet to come down for him. But he's the individual that was involved in a shooting back on August 11th at approximately 1 o'clock in the morning at Puffer Bellies. We responded there for a fight. The officer got there. There was a large group of people congregating around an individual. He was subsequently brought to the hospital, and he was shot twice through the calves of both legs. Serious injuries, but he did survive the injuries. After the conclusion of the investigation, we were able to get a warrant for Christian Chapman. Then we spent the next 3 weeks trying to find him. We did find him last week. He was held up in a house down in Yarmouth. We were able to apprehend him without incident. And right now he's been held without bail pending a dangerous hearing, which I believe is scheduled for today. After that, if he does get that post-bail, it will be a significant amount of bail because he's wanted for numerous other charges.
And he, correct me if I'm wrong, is he the one that I was reading in the paper has like 90 past convictions, or not past convictions, but past run-ins with the law?
Yes, that's on his border probation. Those are not convictions. Those are the number of times he's been arrested and brought before the court.
Wow.
He is a frequent flyer. He is well known to us. And again, back on that April 5th, when we executed 18 of those search warrants, he was one of our prime suspects. Okay, at the time, we did not have enough for a warrant for him for the federal indictments, but we believe the federal indictments, they are coming down shortly, so hopefully we'll be able to keep him in jail, the house of correction, until those warrants are actually issued, and then we can have him transferred to federal prison.
Great, so he is in jail at the moment.
He is in jail, being held without bail, and he is a bad guy.
Great. Okay. So Christian Chapman, Sean Summers, I believe, is the next one.
The other 2 gentlemen were Sean Summers and Miles Reed. Again, they have been target of multiple investigations by our narcotics unit. They are currently out on bail pending multiple charges that are coming up in Barnstable Superior Court. They're out and about. They had a run-in on Bristol Avenue last Friday night, and during the incident, Sean Summers allegedly waved a firearm at an individual, threatening him, and Miles Summers actually exited the vehicle after an individual with a baseball bat. The patrols were able to find him a short time later at Bursar's Way by the HYCC. They conducted a felony stop, and they took both individuals out of the vehicle. They both subsequently arrested and charged with assault with intent with the dangerous weapon. So they too are being held. And these are 3 real bad guys that we always deal with on a constant basis.
Indeed. So, Chief, really good to know that these guys are continuing to get off the street, but I'm sure that investigations continue on many more like them.
Absolutely. It's ongoing. As we take one individual off the street, there's always somebody willing to step up and take his place. So it's ongoing job. I guess it's job security.
I guess I guess so. Now, do you find that when guys like this are captured, that you're able to get information that might lead you to others?
Not with these individuals. We've dealt with these individuals so many times, they're not going to tell us nothing. I mean, if we get them doing a booking process to give us their name and date of birth, we're lucky. These are hardcore criminals. They know they're facing years in prison, years in state time or federal prison, so they're not going to talk to us. So, these are 3 individuals that we desperately wanted off the street, particularly Christian Chapman. He will shoot anybody just for the sake of shooting them. So this is a good pinch, and he should be done.
Definitely don't need a guy like that on the street.
No, absolutely not.
Chief, what is the whole picture of the drug trade here in Barnstable looking like these days, specifically in Hyannis? Are things improving? Are they getting better? Are they the same? What is it like out there?
Well, I think it's definitely improving. It's getting more and more difficult. To deal any type of narcotics in the town of Barnstable. Back on April 5th, where we executed 18 search warrants, we pretty much wiped out the entire drug trade for heroin and cocaine. here and probably on Cape Cod. But as soon as that happens, I mean, that creates a void, and there are more than ample individuals coming down who are willing to try to set up, and then the investigation start all over again. You know, we have to find them, identify them, get the intelligence, get the surveillance, get the informants in there, and the whole process starts all over again. But while it's starting up, it's to a much lesser degree than it was before. And unfortunately, you know, all of our Part 1 crimes are tied to narcotics. You know, the burglaries, the murders, the assaults, everything is tied to narcotics trade.
Sure. And is heroin continuing to still be the kind of the #1 item on the block these days?
A combination of heroin, cocaine. We're seeing a little bit of crack cocaine pop back up again. And again, it's all supply and demand. What is out there? You know, if we take someone down years ago, it was the pills. The pills were everywhere. You know, we were able to shut the pills down. Now it's back to powder form, cocaine and heroin. Yeah. So we are seeing a resurgence of it, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. And that's reflected on the number of overdoses. You know, the number of overdoses are down dramatically from what they were last 2 years. They are still significant, but yes, they are down.
Sure. So, Chief, we just got through a big holiday weekend, of course, dampered a little bit by some windy weather. How did things go over the weekend, and were you mobilizing a little bit in anticipation of some of that tropical storm?
We had additional patrols starting 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon right through yesterday, but as we all know, it was a bust. You know, we were in constant contact with MEMA and National National Weather Service, so they kept us appraised of what's going on. And it's obvious the weather is not an exact science. They weren't sure which way it was going to turn, you know, north, northwest, or northeast, you know, so we really didn't get what they thought we were going to get. However, it was still a busy weekend for us. Actually, we thought that people would start leaving the Cape Saturday and Sunday. They didn't. They stayed right through the weekend. So it was pretty busy, just dealing with the amount of pedestrian traffic and motor vehicle traffic. But all in all, it was not a bad weekend for us.
Excellent. Well, Chief, thank you so much, as always, for joining us on Barnstable this morning. Really appreciate it. And we'll check in with you again next Tuesday. Have a great day.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
Thanks much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chief of Police Paul MacDonald, of course, joining us as he does every Tuesday morning here on BTM. Going to learn a little bit more about ticks next, but first, Captain Gary Brown has today's...